FC Goa TV is brought to you by Sanao International.
Sanao International, the one-stop solution for all your communication services.
Hello and welcome to Simply Football Post Match Analysis on FC Goa TV. You're watching Prudent and I am Neeraj Prabhu. I think today football is a little unjust with us because we didn't deserve to lose this game. These are the words of FC Goa coach Sergio Lobera. Obviously the Spanish tactician was disappointed after the 1-2 loss at Northeast United's home ground in Guwahati. We have with us as always the former India forward Francis D'Souza. Francis, a very disappointing result for the coach and all the FC Goa fans indeed.
Yes, Neeraj, because I think the new year hasn't started very well for FC Goa in terms of football. They have had a draw and now a defeat. I thought they would be climbing up the ladder, but it's the other way around. In this game of football, you always see a lot of ball possession, a lot of philosophy being used, strategies and ball possession, and you create a lot of chances with that ball possession. But ultimately you have to translate everything into goals.
Right.
And that's what ultimately matters. Yesterday you have seen that both the teams have created quite a number of chances.
Yes.
But FC Goa had gilt-edged chances which they failed to convert. And if you don't convert the chances, you are going to pay in the end, just as FC Goa did with Northeast.
Do you agree with Coach Lobera that it is slightly unjust football being cruel to them yesterday? That 2-1 loss not really doing justice to what FC Goa's performance was. So perhaps a draw would have been a right result. Yeah,
but if you see this the pressure that the game brings. You find goals being scored by your own players in the heat of the action. Sometimes that's more cruel than missing chances. And I'm sure, confident that this game of football is called a beautiful game just because it brings surprises like this. And I don't think the way he termed it is unjust. If your players have not delivered, you can't blame it on football because the ball starts rolling wherever you want it to roll. It gets kicked around the way you want it to kick around. So I don't think the football has been unjust to you. You need a bit of luck, definitely, but luck comes with the brave. Luck comes when you do things you're supposed to do the way you're supposed to do. And I'm just surprised at the statement he has made.
Right. So beginning with the match, starting 11 of FC Goa, there were 4 changes, and these changes came after consecutive 5 games had the same starting 11. So out went Bruno Pinheiro and Mohamed Ali from the back line. So how do you see these changes and what was the impact?
In fact, he fielded Ali later on in the game. So at least far as Ali is concerned, he was match fit.
Right.
I'm not aware of Bruno, but if he felt that the team some of the players were tired, I mean he made 4 changes in the game. I mean it's always good to start the match with your regular players and get the rhythm of the game, get the grip on the game. Your organization is composed and disciplined when you start with your regular players. So I found that initially there were too many wrong passes. With Pranay Haldar in the midfield making the wrong passes, giving away the balls, and they were punished by one missed pass that happened, and the second goal was scored. Right. So somehow the midfield didn't work on so fluently and cohesively as they used to in the past matches, and that's a result that we couldn't get the flow of the game that the Spanish players are used to.
So Pranay was one of that 4 changes who came in place of Edu Bedia, and even Mandar Rao Desai had to play as a left back. because Narayan Das was also on the bench. So overall, do you think Mandar Rao Desai could do justice to that left back position?
You see, what role in the past Mandar has been doing is concentrating more on the attack and assisting in the defensive duties. He is not a full-fledged left wing defender. All the same, he did a good job. But the only time he lacked concentration and he allowed Dungal to get in between him and the ball. That's where he paid the price for the lack of concentration. And I thought Katamani came out a little too earlier. In fact, I thought Dungal may be going a little away to the narrow angle. Right. And that's where the Katamani's strategy should have been as a goalkeeper, to pressurize him to a little level and then attack him a little, because at that point of time Dungal was outside the box almost. So I think a little bit of weight and pressure tactic might have helped to save that goal.
What do you think was the pattern of football last night? Were Northeast United playing a game to counter FC Goa, or were they superior to FC Goa with regards to playing attacking game?
I think Northeast were more positive in their 2 or 3 touches football. They had a mixture of short and long passes, and in one long pass, which was 20-25 yards, I mean, the second goal did come. So they had a mixture of the passes, whereas the pattern of play for FC Goa was the same, trying to play across the width of the play those 1-2s. The attacker comes back for the ball, tries to break and create gaps in between. So this was the pattern of FC Goa which they tried to continue. They had this attacking philosophy, but you have seen the numerical superiority sometimes was always in question for FC Goa, and that's where Northeast players capitalize on the numerical problems in the defense.
Manuel Lanzarote didn't look at his normal best, a bit off color again.
Yeah, I think he has lost his normal touch on the ball, because you can remember the goal, the curling kick he took and he converted the goal. He tried many of these shots in the last 2 games, but somehow he couldn't. He has lost the touch on that curling shot, and the moment you take those tries, and if they don't work the way you have designed them, I mean, you start to have lack of confidence in your own self, and that's what exactly I think must have happened to Lanzarote.
And there was one chance that also went begging. So why did Koro looked like he struggled yesterday?
You know, Koro is going to be the most hounded player in the FC Goa team, and they are going to keep a very, very close watch on Koro's movements. And in sometimes I have seen Koro coming in below the center line. So it was one ploy used by him to get rid of his shadow marker. So I think he has a lot of mobility yesterday, and as a result of the mobility, you know, he might have tired himself a little bit. So that extra bit of effort that comes along with scoring goals was missing, because that's what happened when there was a cross which hit his knee and went on to make the goalkeeper a hero of the match by that brilliant save of his. But if in normal circumstances, I think he would have got his foot to the ball. As he was trying to get the foot, the knee hit him. So that shows a little bit of discoordination on his part, and this coordination comes with a little bit of mental and physical fatigue.
Absolutely. At the post-match press conference, Sergio Lobera exactly mentioned what Francis has just now explained to us. The FC Goa players were tired, but still we went out there and we played well. We worked hard. We created a lot of chances. But I think today football is a little unjust. These were the comments of Coach Lobera. He admits that the players were tired, and with what has gone on with their travel problems ahead of the last game, we can obviously sympathize with the team.
Definitely, it takes some time to settle down, to get your composure, to get yourself back in the same rhythm that you were before. And with the unforeseen circumstances, I think they must be a little bit of rattle themselves and the travel part that has taken not much time, only 2 days to recover. I think must have had a little bit of toll on the players because I didn't see that fluency, that fitness level of the players in this particular match, and that's why Northeast could dominate them, being their home match with crowd support, and also they were having enough days of rest for this encounter.
Right. Northeast United got the crucial victory that they were looking for, and obviously new technical advisor, the former Chelsea manager Avram Grant, must have been delighted with the effort from the boys.
You know, when you have a change of guard, the change of coach, and if you have a coach the stature of Avram Grant, I mean, he might have not done anything technically and tactically to change anything in the game, but when you have a personality of his stature, I mean, the very fact of his presence will be an inspiration to you. It will motivate the boys, and that's what exactly has been done to Northeast boys. The towering figure that he was there, standing there and egging on the boys and cheering them, and the confidence that he has spoken to them during those few hours he was with them, I think has done a world of good to their spirits and their confidence, and it showed in their match away from the past record that they had.
What must have Grant told the boys?
I think any coach, when he comes and joins the team at this juncture of the competition, I think he cannot change much, he cannot do much. But the very fact that he instills the confidence in you, and he says keep it simple, keep it short, keep it nice, and be yourself, believe in yourself, and go out and play your football that you are capable of playing. I think this is the word that a very experienced coach like Avram Grant must have spoken, and that's why they have lifted the morale of the players, and they have come up victorious yesterday.
Let's now take a short break, and we will be back really soon. Welcome back. FC Goa were flying very high with 4 victories in the 5 matches that they played before the commencement of the festive period. But then in the last 3 games, which includes the home loss to FC Pune City, FC Goa have just taken 1 point from the possible 9. So the festive period really failed to bring any extra cheer to FC Goa camp.
Definitely dampener, because you have lost 1 game and you have 1 point from the last game, and if the statistics are that you have won 4 matches, you have lost 3 matches, and you have drawn 1 match, so you are in the middle of the competition, and you are also in the middle of your group. So I think they have to raise their level, they have to raise their game up, they have to convert the chances they are creating.
Right.
They are creating a lot of chances, and Koro and Lanzarote has to come good, because they are the people who are going to make the difference. They are the player. Edu Bedia wasn't there yesterday, but you could see the difference he made when he was fielded, and there were so many crosses coming from the left wing. They don't have a very good header to convert them. With Manvir coming, it was a little better, but in my opinion, for fortunes to change, Manvir has to convert the chance that he got.
Right. FC Goa have just scored 2 goals in the last 3 games, whereas they had 18 goals in the first 5 matches. Of course, we are still leading the goals scored statistic with 20 goals overall. But some sort of a struggle indeed here with regards to goals. And you mentioned we have missed a lot of chances.
Yeah, but the good sign, Neeraj, is that they have been creating a lot of chances.
Absolutely.
They are attacking. Their philosophy of attack is still dominant. It's only that it is a matter of time that they will get their scoring boots on again.
Right.
And then FC Goa will be flying just like they started the competition. We have hope because we know that there are quality players in the squad. we have hope because we know the type of football they are playing, the philosophy they are adopting. But you will also notice that they have scored 20 goals and conceded 15 goals. So a worry is always there right from the beginning about our defense, and it's left up to raise the level of the defenders, the confidence of defenders by the coach, because he doesn't have much resources for his defense. So I think only lifting up the moral and the confidence of the defenders will help in steadying the ship.
Going through the statistics from last night's match, we have FC Goa with 61% possession, 75% successful passes, 7 shots on target. It was 7 as well for Northeast United. But the most telling stat is that we had 34 crosses in the last game, whereas we had FC Goa had 56 crosses in their previous 7 games. So that was around 8 crosses per match. But last night's game produced 34 crosses from the FC Goa boys.
Yeah, like I was telling you that they had shifted their strategy of putting in balls from the wing, because penetration was a little difficult, and with the teams studying their opponents, FC Goa, that they penetrate more to the middle. I mean, they had to change their strategy by operating from the wings, which they, as you say, the number of passes, they were able to achieve the strategy of putting crosses from the wings. But then I don't think they have a good striker who has got good head to put the ball in the nylons, except for Manbir, who came later on. But there were 1 or 2 tries which were saved on the goal line, a double save.
Yes.
In that particular few seconds, and subsequent the ball which Manbir hit against the upright. So it didn't really work because you need players of caliber who can leap high and head the ball into the goal, or you need somebody to sneak in at the right time to meet those crosses.
Next game is that it's the halfway stage, 9th match of the season for FC Goa, and they're playing fast improving Jamshedpur FC at Fatorda on Thursday. So what are your thoughts towards that game? And let me tell you, Jamshedpur FC is one of the toughest team to score against in the ISL, as they have kept 5 clean sheets. Subrata Datta there being Subrata Paul, being the contender for the Golden Glove Award now.
In fact, I think sometime back when we played Kerala Blasters, Neeraj, we said that they were the toughest defenders they had not considered. But we have an attack which can split the defense into shreds. Koro, Lanzarate, even for that matter, sometimes Mandar, they can split the best defense on the day, but they have to get into their elements. They have to get their confidence back. And I don't think we have a problem scoring goals.
Sure.
And I'm quite confident Koro will come in his element and create another hat-trick in his own home ground.
So if you want to see this hat-trick in front of your eyes, you need to turn up at Fatorda for the game on January 11th, and we are providing you one opportunity to win the tickets for the home game, and your question is coming on your screen right now.
Sanao International presents Simply Football. Grab a chance to support your favorite team in 4th edition of Indian Super League. Answer this simple question and 5 lucky winners will win couple passes.
What is the name of FC Goa membership program? Option A, Goa Nation. Option B, God Nation. Option C, God Nation. SMS your correct answers by Wednesday 1 p.m. to FC correct option with your name, Taluka, to 90110 43390. Contest closes on 10th January 1 p.m.
So Goa, let's football with your favorite channel, Prudent.
FC Goa's next 3 games, if we look at our Jamshedpur FC at home, then we are going to Kerala Blasters for the away game on 21st January, followed by Mumbai City on 28th Jan. So the return leg starts from 21st Jan with Kerala Blasters away. We had thrashed Kerala here 5-2, and now we are going to their den, and they have a new manager in David James.
Yeah, things are not going to be the same like they experience at home with a very big margin of victory. Kerala Blasters also have been performing well, but they have not been achieving success. But overall, they showed that they are a good team, and always a new coach comes out with something new. And
They got a draw under him. in the
yeah,
first.
recently, yeah. But I think we have to be very cautious when we go back into their den, because they are quite capable of creating an upset, and it's always dangerous when teams have not won any games. They are going to come back with more vigor and more vengeance, and especially the drubbing they got in at home here. I think they are going to play with that much of determination and grit to avenge that defeat, because it was quite humiliating.
Absolutely.
And FC Goa will be aware of that, and they plan their strategies accordingly.
And then we follow by hosting Mumbai FC, the return leg. Mumbai, we had lost in Mumbai City FC home by goal to 2. So that's also a good, formidable outfit Mumbai are.
Yeah, in fact, there is no consistency in performance of all the teams that I have noticed in this ISL. Sometimes they have been brilliant,
Right.
sometimes they have been average, and this has been the major problem of most of the ISL tournaments being held earlier. So we don't have consistency of performance of one particular team for a period of 6 or 7 games, and it is this time we thought FC Goa was the most consistent and the favourites.
Absolutely.
To strong contenders for the title, but once again you have seen the inconsistency. So I don't have the confidence that every team will play the same form and achieve the same results in every encounter of theirs. So that inconsistency is the major problem in these competitions, and you have also a problem like injuries, players not being fit enough to play. So that always has a negative effect on the outcome of the matches.
Right, but looking at it in another way, for neutrals, this should be really exciting for them, because they cannot take any result for granted. Any team capable of beating another on a given day, like how Northeast United, who were struggling, they came out and won the game against FC Goa. So the league is alive. Out of 10 teams, at least 9 teams are really alive and kicking.
Yeah, we are in halfway of the competition almost, and there are strong contenders for semi-final berths, and for that matter, nothing is decided, because the other teams are still
Except
there.
for Delhi, probably.
Yeah, because they are languishing at the
bottom.
bottom. So I think the tournament is open for remainder 9 teams. They look in contention for a berth.
Right. So here we are approaching the halfway stage in the ISL 4, and it's a situation where 9 teams are alive. Yesterday night's victory at Northeast United keeping the Highlanders alive, whereas FC Goa are in the touching distance with the top ranked team, and have a next home game at Fatoda on Thursday against Jamshedpur FC, where FC Goa are always formidable, and they would like to return to winning ways in front of their own fans and vanquish the memories of losing that game to FC Pune City on 23rd December. So it's exciting time for all of us, Francis. Looking forward, hoping that FC Goa blow away all these memories as a nightmare, and starting a new inning on 11th January.
I think playing at home will be a different ball game altogether. The spirits are going to be high, the fans are going to be behind them, and they are going to come back in the element once again with the support of the FC Goa fans, and they are confident that they have achieved big margin victories in Goa. So that will be at the back of their minds, and I'm sure they will start repeating this performance once again, and we'll have a happy new year once again.
To start at home,
At
the
home.
first game of the new year. Absolutely, Francis. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So that's all we have on the show. Keep watching Prudent. Goodbye.